Alright, it's not my habit to make videos on outboard motors. This is a 3D printing channel, but I've been struggling with this problem for the last couple of days, and I thought I'd make a video on it. The problem I'm having with it's a Mercury EFI 4-stroke, 90 horsepower, and from one day to the next what was happening is it runs fine, it starts fine, it idles fine. Once it gets up to 3000 RPM, it runs fine, but at 3000 RPM it basically starts shaking heavily, and I get 6 beeps. If you go online on all the forums, you find a lot of people with the same symptoms, and unfortunately not a lot of good answers out there. I did find one forum where a person mentioned the neutral safety switch that is broken. Now, initially I thought that we were talking about the safety switch that actually sits in the remote controller here, but it actually turns out that there is one in the motor itself, and so it's basically just a simple breaker switch. When it's in neutral, it's a closed loop, and the problem that I'm having is that when it goes into gear, it remains in a closed loop, and so the motor thinks that it's in neutral state, and so it basically starts limiting the revs at 3000 RPM. So a very easy way to test this, you got to be careful though, because you should not be starting your engine without safety, or if it's not in neutral. But of course, of all the places, this neutral switch is buried in the bottom. Let's see if I can even see it. Let's see. Yeah, I can't even see it from here. Oh, it's way back there. There, where those two little screws are, that's actually where the neutral safety switch sits, and it runs up on a wire, and it comes up to this connector over here, which is connected to this one here. So an easy way for me to test this problem was simply, I started the engine, took it out on the lake, and while it was running I disconnected the neutral safety switch, and voila, when I gave gas, it went beyond 3000 RPM. So it's definitely the safety neutral switch, or TPS switch, I think is what they TPS sensor maybe is what they call it too. So this is an easy way to test this. Unfortunately I tested this after I replaced my spark plugs for 50 bucks. But anyway, so if you get a similar issue, this is an easy way to test. Make sure, I would personally start it with the thing connected, so you're sure to be starting your engine while it is in neutral. But once it is started, you can disconnect it, because it basically just opens the loop and it will think it's no longer in neutral, and that solved the problem for me. So hopefully this will save somebody else a lot of trouble. And now the rest of my videos will be going back to 3D printing.